Hi, Kerry with Best of Us Investors. In yesterday's video, I shared with you that I had come across the fact that Big Pharma was buying into biotech, buying into small pharma, the pharma that is developing in their labs the technology that is going to give us genome editing and the ability to take the diseases out of our body. And Big Pharma has recognized this is a wave of the future, and they need to get in line to ensure that they are in fact going to be a beneficiary of the, in some cases, $50 billion, in other cases, $22 trillion industry that is estimated to be coming down the pipeline. So I shared in there that a lot of it was going towards a company called Mammoth, which is a unicorn, meaning that it is not a publicly traded stock yet, Beam, which I own, Intello, which I own, CRISPR, which I own. And then they came up with one called Century Technology, in which Bristol Myers was putting $100 million in with a potential future commitment of $3 billion if they develop at the pace that they are expecting. So with that in mind, I'm saying I know so much. I read so much, but I am not a scientist, and I am not a lab technician, and I'm not a person that has a extraordinary knowledge of genome sequencing and genome therapy and genome editing. So I guess what I'm searching for is, where is the smart money going, and who is the smart money? Well, I think you might say Wall Street is the smart money, but I would say no. The smart money is the people who have the most potential to gain from this change, and that is Big Pharma. They have the mechanism, they have the capabilities to market this product once it is approved and once it becomes available to the public. So they are scrambling to be a part of it. So I decided I need to find out who Century Therapeutics is, and what I want to do in this video is walk you through the steps I take to find out who Century Therapeutics is and why Bristol Myers is willing to commit up to $3 billion to have a piece of Century Therapeutics. So what I'm trying to decide is, do I want to follow in Bristol Myers' path and gain a piece of Century Therapeutics as well? Yeah, by the way, its ticker symbol is IPSC, something that has no relevance, I guess. But that's what we're going to do in this video, is take a look at why Bristol Myers is going after them and see if we want to be a part of it as well. Be right back.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
As an investor, I think it's important that you accumulate a toolbox. And what I mean by that is some tools to help you make a good investment decision. I am flattered that I think you have placed me in that toolbox. You believe that I have some knowledge, some experience that can help you make a good investment decision. As a part of Beyond YouTube, I offer you my tribe, and that is a Discord where we discuss this, where I give you access to my portfolio, where I alert you on my trades and things of that nature. Now, then I have tools that I use as well, and I'm suggesting that you build your toolbox. One of those tools that I use is Seeking Alpha. Seeking Alpha is my window into more minds, more timely information about what's available. I use other tools as well, and I'll talk about them, and you'll see them in the description. But Seeking Alpha is unique to me. And what that is I read about Bristol Myers, and I read a short article, and then I say, I need to know more. And I go to Seeking Alpha, I type in, and I'll show you on my computer, and I want to walk you through what I've learned about Century Therapeutics and point you in the direction towards Seeking Alpha so that you can have the tool that I use, amongst others, to help me make good investment decisions. Now, you're going to have to pay for this. I use Seeking Alpha Pro. It comes at a fee of about $19.99 a month. But and you might say, I don't want to pay for that sort of thing. But be realistic. If you want to go into this and make money, you can't do it like everybody else. Everybody else, 80% of them lose money in the stock market. And why is that? They don't know what they're doing. They don't have enough information to make good investment decisions. They follow the herd, and the herd takes them to a cliff, and they fall off. 80% of the retail investors who invest in the stock market lose money. If you know that, then why would you invest? Because you have to gain an advantage. You have to be more knowledgeable. You have to read. You have to know what you own. And Seeking Alpha is one of the ways that you can learn what you're about to own. So let's go to the computer and see how Seeking Alpha has helped me gain and will help me gain more knowledge about Century Therapeutics and help me make a decision if I want to put my money there. This is Seeking Alpha. As you can see, I have what is called a Pro subscription. It runs about $19.99 a month. I can upgrade to, I'm not sure what it is called, but it can go as high as $199 a month. I might ask for a view of that and share it with you to let you know at some time in the future. This is Century Therapeutics. What I did was merely type that name up there, or the ticker symbol, and this is what comes up. Now, I have the option that I can follow this stock. I can click right there, and I'm now one of the followers. And so any information that comes out on this, I will get an email about it. So I look at it, and I can see it's a $13.13 stock. It has been higher. It has been as high as $31. And that looks to be back last August, and it has dropped. And I suspect that has most to do with the current risk-off stock market. So I come down here, and over here I see that the authors of Seeking Alpha basically have it as a buy, and I'll see there aren't a lot of authors. Wall Street has it as a strong buy, and we can come down. What I like to do then is actually skip down to this section right here, and it tells me what they do. And I won't read that, but you can certainly for yourself. It uses a lot of words I can't pronounce because they are in the biotech field, and they are doing a lot of CAR-T cell system therapies. They have here you can see it's CAR-T Inc. INK cell. And what they're trying to do is take advantage of CRISPR technology to cure diseases. And they are showing their information. And what we know is Bristol Myers has stepped up and said, we want to invest something in the tune of eventually potential of $3 billion to help you market what you are making. What this appeals to me is this is the smartest money. Certainly the smartest money are the people who own and run Century Therapeutics, but they're biased. They're going to tell me that in fact this is, the golden egg. But I need somebody who is not biased to share information. And the first thing I learn is that Bristol Myers is backing them. And then I come down here and I see that Edmund Ingram has written an article about it. I come over here and see that Century Therapeutics presented at J.P. Morgan's healthcare conference in January the 11th. So I can open these up and I can find out exactly what's going on. What I then chose to do was open up Edwin's article and learn more about it. And what I find is the article is really about Bristol Myers and Bristol Myers announcements and projections as to what they are going to do in this field of genome therapy and their other parts of their marketing over the next couple years. If I page down, and again, I have read this, again, it's a lot of words I don't understand, but I can see they've given me a very concise estimate of how they're going to grow their business from today through 2030. And what I learn is a big part of it is, in fact, centered on genome therapy. Down in the article, which I share, is very detailed. What they go into, he goes into a section of why the Century partnership matters. And if you read this, and I'm not going to read it to you, you'll find that basically Century has made a statement, has shared some information with Bristol Myers, and Bristol Myers says we want to be a part of it, and has basically written them a check for $100 million to finance their research, and then has invested another $50 million in stock purchase. And that is, so here they are, and put it in your own perspective. You write them a check for $100 million, and then you say, we want to double down because we think your stock is going to grow exponentially, and we want to own 50 million of it. That gives me some good feeling. Now, the other thing I like about this is one man's opinion. This is Edwin's opinion. So I can follow, and I am following Edwin, so I can learn more about him. Here, it also, if I go to Edmund's position, I can see how many articles he's written, 297, how much market research he has done, 348 reports, and then I can also look and see and access those other stories that he has written about companies that maybe I'm interested in. There is one, CRISPR. I know from future or past, he has also written on edits that I own and some others. So I can basically use this and I can use Seeking Alpha to determine, is Edwin truly somebody that is knowledgeable and that I want to follow. I also learn that he has his own company, Hegman BioHealth, and I've pursued it. And what it is it's an opportunity that I can subscribe to Edmund's own business, and he'll give me access to his portfolio. So my point is this Seeking Alpha has many depths and many levels that can give you phenomenal information for your research and put in your toolbox to become a better investor. Now, another thing I like to do, I know they're not profitable, so I'm not going to stop on their earnings, but what I want to know is who owns them. And what I find here on Seeking Alpha is that 29% of this company is owned by institutions. Institutions to me means hedge funds, possibly mutual funds, ETFs, and then I come down and I see corporations own another 34% of it. Well, we know that Bristol Myers has bought $50 million of their stock, so that 34%, a big part of it is going to be Bristol Myers. So is that a good thing? Yeah, I think that's a good thing. Individuals and insiders, not all that much. But then it's not that big of a company. They don't have that many people, so there's about 5% there. And then you have some venture capital firms. So you can see that this stock is owned by what I would call some smart money. And certainly that is corporations like Bristol Myers. Certainly that is Wall Street types, and then venture capitalists as well. So the public, that's your retail investor, owns a very small part of it. Okay, so that gives me an indication, and this is a tool. And that's the way I like to think about this. Seeking Alpha is a tool that I have in my toolbox that can help me make good investment decisions. Now, is it worth $20 a month? Well, I would ask you, if you're seeking a profession, if you're pursuing a profession, and you have ambitions to make this a big part of your income, is $20 a month really that big of a deal? If you can use this to help you make $100,000, if you can use your knowledge that Bristol Myers is making a commitment of $3 billion into this company, and you see the ownership, is that a good investment for you? Personally, I will watch this investment. I will watch it closely. I want to get through this period we're in right now of fear. And I want to see what happens to this general sector, of which I already own about $200,000 worth. And I want to see if Bristol Myers has led me to a good decision. Now, is this right for you? I don't know. But I want you to understand, where did you first, what gave you an insight to this? Well, I did, in the video I made yesterday. So if you left it at that, you've got next to nothing. If you then take and add to that and go to Seeking Alpha, and you learn from them, now you've got more information based on making a good investment decision. I'm going to show you in some subsequent videos some other tools that you can put in your toolbox to make you a better investor. So what I want you to do is go to Seeking Alpha. They have a free version exposed to it. Or if I've convinced you this is something that can help you, go into the description and you will find a link there. And that link will take you to an opportunity for you to make Seeking Alpha a part of your investment program. Okay, now let's talk a little bit further. Okay, that's Seeking Alpha. That's Bristol Myers, $3 billion commitment. And that's Century Therapeutics. The real message I want to deliver here, though, is you need to spend a little money to make a lot of money. You need to surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. And one of the easiest, that used to be very difficult. You would have to go and seek them out and pay a fortune. And that is what, in essence, a financial advisor was supposed to do. He was supposed to give you access to better information. And they charge you usually somewhere in the neighborhood of 1% of the assets you have under management. So put that into perspective. If you then can avert that and build a toolbox with things like Seeking Alpha, with things like Stock Chart, Trading Views, and then also YouTube, and find good YouTubers and join their Discord. Now you have a toolbox. Now you have something that can help you make better investment decisions. Do not rely on one or two YouTubers because you don't really know what they're suggesting. Dig deeper and become a professional at what you're pursuing and learn. And then I want to emphasize on you, if you will do that, and you will become the smartest guy at the poker table, you'll win. Because 99% of your opponents will not spend a nickel to make $100,000. They won't do it. And that's why 80% of the people, the retail investors, lose money in the stock market. They follow the herd. You become the leader of the herd. You give yourself an advantage and you'll find a fortune here. Because there is a tremendous amount of money that is going to be made in the very near future as we move through this technology disruption, as we move through the healthcare revolution, the artificial intelligence revolution, the changes that are going to happen, but you've got to be in front of them. You can't be in the herd. If you're in the herd, you lose, because you're going to be just sucked along with the momentum. And much as you would be losing money this past 30 days because the herd is scared, those of us who know what's about to happen have no fear. On the other side of fear is opportunity. And that's only a few weeks away. All right. Talk to you again tomorrow.